Now this problem is dealing with the cost of debt. And again, the relevant cost of debt to a company is the cost of debt after taxes. Now in the D part of this problem, they ask us to calculate what's known as the approximate yield to maturity. And in the E part, they ask us, which of the yields that we calculated in this problem would we really want to use. And to calculate the approximate yield to maturity, the approximate yield to maturity in the numerator is really the average inflows of the bond, the annual interest the bond pays, plus the average capital gain per year. So in the top of the equation, in the top part of the equation, you find the annual interest that the bond pays. Now this is the annual interest in dollars. And what we're going to add to that now is the average capital gain per year, which is the price of the bond at maturity. Recall that all bonds at maturity sell for $1,000. And what you subtract from that now, this is, again, from the company's point of view now, this is cost of capital. You want to use the net price of the bond. So not the market price of $1,010, but the net price, which in this problem turned out to be $980 after flotation costs. Divide that by the number of years to maturity, which is 15, and you have the average interest that you receive per year, plus the average capital gain per year. So the numerator turns out to be the average inflow per year. You're going to divide that by the average value of the bond over its life. The ending value plus the beginning value divided by 2. Note again, the price you use here is not the market price as we used in a previous chapter. What we're using now is the net price. This is from the company's point of view, not the investor's point of view. So if you take the ending value plus the beginning value divided by 2, that's the average value of the bond. Plug in the numbers we know. This company pays $120 a year in interest. It's got a $1,000 face value. The net price of the bond is $980, and there are 15 years to maturity. Plug in the information that the formula calls for, and we get 12.26%. And this is the approximate yield to maturity on the bond. Now, the E part of this bond now wants to know which of the yields that we calculated would we really want to use. Now, we've done an interpolated yield. We've also done a calculator yield. I showed you how to do that on a calculator. And we've calculated the approximate yield to maturity. They're all a little bit different. The one that you would really want to use in our problem that we're doing in here is the interpolated yield, the calculator yield. That's the yield that you want. The approximate yield is not something that you would ever use to calculate the cost of debt for a company.